Welcome back to the channel. My name is Cece and today you're watching another episode of Frozen Hearts, and in the last part we saw our lovely protagonist here, Angelique, running away from Alexander Estates after witnessing one of the vampires that she met, Simon, drinking from a human. So she completely freaked out, ran off just before dawn. John tried to talk to her, tried to get her to understand that everything was fine. The human that Simon was drinking from is someone who voluntarily allows themselves to be drank from, but Angelique just wasn't having it. She completely was just totally freaked out and scared. So she ran away in search of her family, and so now she is sitting in a hotel room in Oasis Springs, the town that she grew up in, and she is determined to find her parents, to find her family. She managed to make it to Oasis Springs without burning to death, which I think is something that not even she expected she could do. And so now she's just waiting for the sun to go down. She actually went to her childhood home and was unable to find her parents, the house that she grew up in. It almost looked abandoned. So she doesn't know where they are, and obviously the sun is up. She can't go out right now. So she's just going to bunker down here in this motel room that she managed to get just using whatever money she had in her pocket. She's really freaked out. She's really scared. She wants her life to go back to the way it was. And so for now, she's kind of held up in this hotel room until the sun goes down. As you can see, it's only 9 a.m. in the morning. So it's going to be a minute before that happens. So we'll probably check back in with her when the sun goes down. John has called Mala over to help him figure out how to find Angelique, and Mala has explained that tracking vampires is not an easy task. The spells that spellcasters used to use to track vampires when they were hunters aren't taught anymore, and so even for her, they are very difficult to operate. And so she's trying to get into the zone to sort of clear her head so that she can utilize these spells in order to track Angelique. And John is being extremely impatient, but he's also extremely angry. He feels as if this whole thing is Roderick's fault because Roderick knew the lifestyle that John was living. He knew that he was trying to have Angelique go down that same path, and for Roderick to not sort of temper everybody while they were visiting, he just feels as if this was some sort of a manipulation from Roderick. And even though he's sort of going off on Roderick, I think deep down inside, John feels extremely responsible for what has happened to Angelique, and so that's kind of where his impatience is coming from. And Mala's just trying to explain to him, look, I'll do the best that I can, but looking for vampires, it's not easy. And I mean, I'm trying everything that I can, and John's being his grumpy, impatient self, and he's not being reasonable, which is very difficult for Mala to deal with, but she's trying her best because she too is extremely worried about Angelique. She knows that one wrong move, Angelique could burn up in the sun. She knows that there are other vampires out there that might try to recruit her and use her in very dangerous ways. And so they're both really scared, and that's really resulting in them arguing. And Mala's just trying to say, look, I just need to get my head in the zone. Let me focus and try to figure out how to do this. I can't do it with you getting on me. And this doesn't sit well with John, but he is trying. I think for the most part, he's really scared, and for John, fear just comes out as anger. Okay, so we are back here with Angelique. The sun has gone down. So she's kind of able to leave the apartment or leave the hotel room now. She is feeling extremely thirsty. I'm going to have her come to the bar and see if she can ask around if anybody knows who her parents are, knows who the Ferreras are. See what information she can get. So she's just asking this woman, do you know Xavier and Tessa Ferreira? And she has no clue who Xavier and Tessa Ferreira are. This lady overhears her and says, oh, I know where the Ferreiras live. They moved a while ago after their daughter died. I mean, they're still here in Oasis Springs, but they don't live in the same house. How do you know them? And of course, Angelique is like, oh, I was a friend of their daughter's. I wanted to go and pay my respects. Like, oh yeah, well, I can tell you exactly where they live. So she's giving them that information. Of course, Oasis Springs is this small town, and everybody knows everybody pretty much, mostly, and no one really thinks the worst of anyone. And so now that Angelique's got the information of where her parents live, she is going to go over to that address. So Angelique is here, and she has managed to find the house that the lady said her parents are living at now. And she is feeling a little nervous, feeling a little bit scared about seeing them, but she is ready to see them. She misses them. She's already knocked, and let's see, it seems like her dad is going to come out. So this will be the first person that she's going to be interacting with. And here we have him here. And as you see, he's a little bit erratic. I think over time he's kind of drove himself crazy, definitely looking for a cure for Angelique. So we see this woman here. And so he sees this young woman standing at his front door. He's just going to give her a friendly introduction. Hi, how are you? And she's like, Dad, it's me. It's Angelique. And he's like, Angelique? And she's explaining to him everything that's been going on with her and how she's missed him and she's just ready. And he's like, Angelique, you can't be here. And he's trying to explain, you have to leave. You have to go. You can't be here. She's like, what are you talking about, Dad? I've missed you. I just want to be home. I just want to be here with my family. He's like, Angelique, no, you don't understand. Where's John? And he's saying, you're supposed to be with John. And she's like, you know about John? Dad, I just want to be home. I was like, no. You have to leave. You have to leave right now. And of course, his voice is a little bit elevated, a little bit raised. So his wife, Tessa, is coming out, and she's just like, Xavier, what's going on? You're going to wake up Edward. Who is this? Mom, it's me. It's Angelique. Angelique? I can't believe it. I can't believe that you're here. What are you doing here? Xavier is trying to get Tessa to understand that she's got to go. And of course, Tessa's just like, it's our daughter. She's here. Where have you been? Like, no, Tessa, she's got to go. She can't be here. You know that she can't be here. And here comes this little child. Angelique is going to is looking at this child, and she's asking, who is this? And her mother is trying to tell her, that is Edward. That's your little brother. I'm like, what do you mean, my little brother? And Tessa's trying to let her know, Angelique, it's been 10 years. 10 years? 10 years since I've been here. And Xavier is still angry, still upset, still wants her to leave. But now Angelique is becoming really upset. She has become completely enraged, and she's automatically turned. And she is so mad and so angry that she is about to, oh my goodness, she is become so enraged. She's about to drink from her father for the very first time. Angelique is drinking blood from another human, and it is her father. And she's drinking him uncontrollably. And of course, her family has run inside. They are freaking out. They've run inside. Oh my goodness, Angelique, you have to stop. She has to stop. And I think she's seeing this and seeing her father pass out. Now she is stressed out. The sun is coming up. Angelique, she's got to get out of there fast. So just go. So Angelique made it back to the motel, and as you can see, she's feeling extremely depressed. She can't believe she just drank from her father. She can't believe that the first person she drank from was her father, and she's so incredibly depressed. She's so incredibly sad. She's just crying it out, and she doesn't know what to do. So I think what she is going to do is call Mala and see if Mala will come and get her. Okay, so Mela has been at John's house pretty much ever since he called her, and she has been poring over books and things, trying to figure out how to find Angelique. What's difficult about looking for Angelique is that she is a vampire, so it's not that easy to look for vampires as it is to just look for humans or other spellcasters. So she has just been toiling away trying to figure out how to find her, and John has been sitting here helping her stay focused, and just getting her whatever that she needs. And I think she has come up with a way to summon Angelique, because she's starting to recognize that Angelique is probably extremely thirsty. And so we'll see if the magic that she is viewing over, like, she's freaking out. Like, she definitely realizes the dire need. Kind of laughing, but she, for Mela, she kind of goes a little bit crazy. So let's have her perform some spells. She's figured out the best locator spell to use, and I think she's also going to try and see if she can figure out how to teleport Angelique directly here, because she is extremely weary that Angelique is going to do something and hurt someone because of how possibly thirsty she is. So Mala is here. She managed to get here, and Angelique is telling her everything that happened about how she drank from her dad, and now she's unable to turn back, and she's so depressed. And she's also telling her that her parents said that it's been 10 years since she last saw them, and Mala is explaining to her that it takes for some it can take years. For others, it takes a few days to incubate, that there's no real magic number for how long it takes. And Angela is just trying to understand, like, why no one told her. And Mala's explaining, John just thought it would be in your best interest not to say anything, that it might be too much of a shock for you to know exactly what, how long it's been. And, just the thought of John is making Angelique even more depressed and more upset, and she can't believe that she drank from her father. She's just, it's killing her to know that she might have hurt her father. She's thinking about her mother right now, and wondering what they're doing, and wondering if he's okay. And Mala said, "Don't worry. I'm sure he'll be fine, but we just need to get you back to Glimmerbrook." And Angelique is letting Mala know, "I'll go back to Glimmerbrook, but I'm not going back with John. I refuse to go back to that house. I refuse to go back with John." And so Mala's going to use her magic to try to get them back to Glimmerbrook, and hopefully they can just move on. Okay, so they are back at Mala's house, the share house, and she's still trying to help Angelique cheer up a bit. As you can see, it's dark. Apparently the power's been shut off. And so there. It's part of the conservation thing. So, but Mala is trying to help Angelique change back, and she's just trying to make her feel better. And, you know, Mala doesn't know a lot about vampire. I mean, she knows a lot about vampire lore, but she doesn't know a lot about how to be a vampire. So she's just trying to get her to just calm down and just to relax, and then maybe that way she will just change back automatically. So I think she's feeling a little bit better. She's not feeling as bad, and so I think that is going to kind of get her to change back into her human form, and she feels a little bit better now. So Mala has noticed something, even in the dark, that something has happened to Angelique's eyes, and that is Angelique's eyes are now permanently red. They're usually red in her dark form, but since she just changed back, they're still red. And Mala believes that it's because she drank from a human. And of course, Angelique, she's not saying anything to Angelique right now about it. Because she doesn't want Angelique to freak out again. But I think that that's possibly what has happened. And so I'm going to go ahead and end this part here with Mala calling John, letting him know that Angelique is back. We will let John know that Angelique is back and that she's safe, and she will talk to him later. So again, I'm going to go ahead and end this part here. I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of things happened. I can't believe Angelique drank from her father. Oh, absolutely crazy. So comment down below, what do you think about this part? If you did enjoy it, please let me know by way of pressing the like button and a comment down below. And also, if you haven't already and you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I try to post every week, and I'd love to have you be a part of the Souhties family. As always, my name is Cece, and I promise never to break your game. Bye.
You don't wanna feel my skin. You don't wanna feel my skin. You just wanna dream of sin. Sickness floating in our veins. Players in a spotlight game.